So all these are JEE advanced questions in rotation. So one end of a uniform beam of weight W and length L is hinged on a vertical wall at point O. You can see that. Yeah, all these are previous IIT questions, straight away previous IIT questions. Right. Now, in this, they are given A, B, D as answers for this. The other end of the rope is fixed at a Q, at a height L above the hinge at point O. Right. The rope can sustain a maximum tension of 2√2. Which of the following statements are correct? Very clear, this angle is 45 degrees. How do you know? Well, this is L and this is L. Right. Now the question is, I think we have done a similar model here. W, alpha W and W. Now about the hinge. Now what we need to take is about the hinge is equal to 0. So W times L by 2 plus alpha WL is equal to T by root 2 times L. And don't ask me why it is T by root. Because 45 degrees. Let this be equation 1. The second equation that you can have, now from this I can confidently say that T is L, you can eliminate root 2 times W into 1 by 2 plus alpha. That's what you have. I've taken root 2 W 1 by 2 plus alpha, right? If I take the torque about P, for example, no, 1 minute. See, we will have two reaction forces here again. I'm assuming the reaction forces are like this. Ry Rx. Rx. Now what happens? Here in this case, Rx becomes T by root 2. And this is according to, this part is according to sigma fx is equal to 0. And now sigma Fi is equal to 0. Ry upwards, T by root 2 upwards, W plus alpha W downwards. Equation 2. Now let us try to take the torques about P. One more, because too much of unknowns. 1, 2 unknowns. And the tension is an unknown. Alpha W is an unknown. So therefore, torque about P, if I take, then what happens is Ry times L is equal to W times L by 2. Agreed? So clearly, Ry is W by 2. Now equation 2 implies W by 2 plus T by root 2 is equal to W plus alpha W. So T by root 2 is obviously the same thing what you had, 1 by 2 plus alpha. I already got the same thing. What do you want? The vertical component of the reaction force at O does not depends on alpha. True. Because Ry I got it as W by 2, which I could comment as do not depend on alpha. The horizontal component Rx uh, the horizontal component of reaction force at O is equal to W for alpha is equal to 0.5. Okay, fine. By taking this as the condition, T by root 2 is W. With this allows Rx is equal to W times 1 by 2 plus alpha plus 1 by 2, which is equal to W. Option B correct. Right. The tension in the rope is 2W for alpha is equal to 0.5. Now use T is W root 2 times 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, which is nothing but root 2 W. So C is wrong. Option C wrong. The rope breaks. Now, what is that? The condition you need to check is W root 2 times 1 by 2 plus alpha must be less than or equal to 2 root 2W. Root 2 cancel. W cancel. So 1 by 2 plus alpha less than or equal to 2. Alpha less than or equal to 2 minus 1 by 2, 3 by 2. Okay. So what is that you are getting is this tension must be less than, rope will not break. So long alpha is less than 1.5. If alpha is greater than 1.5, what happens? Rope will break. A very good question. So any doubts in this you can ask. If you have any doubts in this, you can ask. Boys and girls, do you have any doubt in this? Full question is clear. Right. Next, I think you know how to answer this question. Proceed. You know how to answer this question. Try to please understand what is the condition. We have done n number of problems on this. If weight pass through this edge, that's all. If weight pass through this edge, that is a critical condition. So this is R. O. And this is a theta. So from this, sin theta is small r by capital R. Through this, if weight acts, critical condition. If the point of action is rightwards, it will topple. ఎన్ని చేసాం క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇప్పుడు అనేక నువ్వైతే చేయలేవు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ చేయలేవు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ కూడా లేదు నేను చూసాను నేను చేసావా వచ్చిందా ఇది మీకు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఎక్కడైనా అసైన్మెంట్లో వచ్చిందా రైట్ రైట్ చేయాలి ఇది 16th చేయాలి కొద్దిగా there is a similar question in Pathfinder actually. చూడండి ఇది కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేసి చూస్తే వస్తుంది మీకు నియర్లీ ఆన్సర్ ఏమొస్తుంది అంటే వాడు ఇచ్చింది నియర్లీ సమ్వేర్ అరౌండ్ 25.6 రావాలి దీనికి ఆన్సర్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, imagine that this is the stick. This is the center of the stick through which the weight mg acts. This is a 0 centimeter and this is a 90 centimeter. That's what you have given. One point is acting here. Let that be N1. It is a meter scale. Have you seen that? Meter scale. And right one at 90 centimeters. Left one, 0. So what is the 0? And somewhere here, I'll say 90 centimeter mark. And remember, this distance is 40 centimeter. And this distance is 50 centimeter. So what given actually in the question till now. My caliber lies in proper decoding of the question. Remember, 10 centimeters. Now try to please understand. Initially, when nothing is happening, what are the upward forces? N1 plus N2. And the downward force is mg. Equation 1. Okay. Initially, and you apply torques about any point. Like for example, if you wish to torque a sigma tau x is equal to 0 దగ్గర apply చేసామనుకో, you will have mg times 1 by 2 is equal to n2 times 0.9. అంతేగా? So therefore, n2 is equal to is 9 by 10. You can write this as 5 by 9 times of mg. When this is 5 by 9 times of mg, obviously n will become 4 by 9 times of mg to make equation 1 correct. Done. So very clear, the ratio what they are bearing is n2 by n1 is 5 by 4 or 4n1 is, no, 4n2 is 5n1. That's the ratio that they were bearing. Right. Right. When you attempt to move both the fingers slowly towards each other, when my fingers are trying to move towards each other, on this friction, what are the frictional forces? That's what I need to know. I need to know the frictional forces. So for example, I am assuming the frictional forces like this, say, F1, F2, frictional forces. And they are moving actually. So kinetic friction is involved. So what is F1 kinetic part? What is F1 kinetic part? Common sense, mu k n1. Okay. What is F1 limiting part? Mu s n1. Same situation you will face. Okay. By the way, Do we know these values? Yes, because they have given, I think, mu s, mu k. 0.32 times N1, 0.40 times N2. Similarly, N1, right? Similarly, F2K is mu K N2 0.32 N2. F2L is equal to mu K mu S N2, which is 0.40 N2. This is all a different league. And just maintained the data. Where is normal reaction high? You can see normal reaction is high at N2 here. Of course, you are trying to move, I know, but out of both, slipping starts at which end? Will this be at the left end or will this be at the right end? That you need to see. ఒకసారి ఫ్రిక్షన్స్ చూడండి అంతా. మీరు మూవ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే I know you are moving, but every time this ratio is maintained. So therefore, first slipping start అయ్యేది ఎక్కడ అంటే left hand. Suppose, so I'm just assuming, suppose distance of left finger, okay, from center, దేనికి, when right finger starts moving is XL. And what is moving is first left hand rotately. After some certain motion of the left finger, right normal reaction is just, and it starts slipping there. Right. That is the point. So therefore, again, I am taking net torque about the center. So in this case, N1 XL is equal to N2 times, ఇంకా మారలా అప్పటిదాకా, N2 times 40. నా ఉద్దేశం ఆ ఇన్స్టెంట్లో XL. N1 అయిపోయిందా? వచ్చిందా ఇక్కడ దాకా? అంటే ఇంకో విషయం ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ ఇప్పుడు రిలేషన్ ఏమైంది అంటే ఇది ఎఫ్ N1 XL N2 40. ఓకే, ఇదొక పాయింట్. ఈక్విలిబ్రియంలో ఉండాలంటే కండిషన్ ఏంటి? FK1 FL2 కావాలి, సిగ్మా ఎఫ్ఎక్స్ 0కి. అంటే ఇది జరగాలి అంటే 0.35 N1 వచ్చేసి FL2 0.4 N2 కరెక్ట్గానే రాసింది. 3:2. ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఏమవుతుంది? 8 4s 8 5s, 4N1 is equal to 5N2. చూడండి, ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేసినవి ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేసినవి వేరు. మీరు నన్ను గొడవ పెడతారు కాబట్టి ఒక పని చేస్తాను, డాష్లు పెడతాను వీటికి. రిలేషన్ మారిపోయిందా? మారిపోయింది కదా రిలేషన్. నౌ లెట్ దిస్ బి equation 2. Let this be equation 3. Now go by 2 by 3, which implies XL by 4 is 40 by 5. అంతేనా? కరెక్టేనా? ఇది ఎంత కావాలి? XL 5 8 implies XL is equal to 32 centimeters. Right. దీన్ని నేను కొంచెం కిందకి జరపాలి. ఇందుకే ఈ ప్రాసెస్లో ఏం జరిగింది ఒక్కసారి నాకు గుర్తు చేయండి అంతా. ఓన్లీ లెఫ్ట్ టిల్ దిస్ పాయింట్ టిల్ ఎక్కడ క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతుంది? ఆ 2 by 3 కరెక్టే వేసాను. XL by 4 is equal to 40 by 5 కరెక్టేనా? అవును వచ్చింది. టూ బై త్రీ చేస్తే XL by 4 is equal to 40 by 5 కరెక్టా రాంగా? ఇవే చెప్పు, కరెక్టే కదా? ఈక్వేషన్ 3లో ఏమైనా తప్పు ఉందా? ఎందుకు తప్పు ఉంది? 8 1 are 8, 8 2 are 8 3 is 8 3 is 24, 8 4 are 32, 8 5 are 40. కరెక్టే కదా? 0.3 to 0.40 కదమ్మా. ఈ రేషియో ఎలా ఉంటుంది? కరెక్టే కదా టేబుల్స్. మరి 8 4 32, 8 5 are 40. ఈ 3 కరెక్టా కాదా చెప్పు నువ్వు? కరెక్టే కదా? రైట్. టిల్ దిస్ పాయింట్ only left end finger will move. Right will stay at rest till this point. Next. ఇప్పుడు after this what happens? After this, left finger stay at rest, right finger will move towards the center. ఈ కేసులో సిగ్మా ఎఫెక్ట్స్ 0 కావడానికి ఏం జరగాలి? F1 లిమిటింగ్ వచ్చేసి F2K కావాలి. అంటే 0.4 N1 డబుల్ డాష్ మళ్ళీ మారిపోయింది కదా. 0.32 N2 డబుల్ డాష్. ఇంకోటి ఈ కేసులో మీరు చూసినట్లయితే ఇది ఆల్రెడీ 40 సెంటీమీటర్స్ అని చెప్పేశారు. అంతేనా? కరెక్టేనా? XL ఎంత వచ్చింది మనకి? 32 సెంటీమీటర్స్. సారీ, ఇప్పుడు ఇది XR అనుకోండి ఈ పాయింట్. N2 డబల్ డాష్ M2. ఇప్పుడు మీరు సిగ్మా టౌ అబౌట్ సెంటర్ 0 చేశారనుకోండి, మీకేం వస్తుంది అంటే 32 N1 డబల్ డాష్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు XR N2 డబల్ డాష్ వస్తుంది. ఇది 4, ఇది 5. ఈక్వేషన్ 4 బై ఈక్వేషన్ 5 చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది? 0.4/32 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0.32/XR వస్తుంది. ఇది 8 టైమ్స్ అవుతుంది. కరెక్టేనా? సో XR వచ్చేసి ఏమవుతుంది? XR వచ్చేసి ఏమవుతుంది? ఇది వచ్చేసి 32 ఇంటూ 32/40 కదా, అంటే ఈ 8/10 లేదా 4/5. 4/5 parts of 32 ఎంత అవుతుంది? అది 4/5 parts of 32 అంటే 25. ఇది 128/5, 25.6 సెంటీమీటర్స్. నిన్నేమని అడిగారు? వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఫైండ్? అక్కడ అండి అసలు ఏమడిగారు? దెన్ the right finger stops at a distance XR from the center. The value of XR in centimeters is. So we have finally done this question. Clear? Sure? Right. Right. A wheel of radius R and mass M is placed at the bottom of a fixed step of height R, as shown in the figure. Constant force is continuously applied on the surface of the wheel so that it just climbs the step without slipping. Consider the torque tau about an axis normal to the plane of the paper passing through the point Q. Which of the following options is are correct? Try చేయండి ఒకసారి. ఆ టైం ఎందుకో వాళ్ళు ఆప్షన్స్ సి ఆర్ సిడి కూడా ఇచ్చారు ఐఐటి. చూద్దాం ఏమవుతుంది. మీరు నోటీస్ చేస్తున్నట్లయితే యు ఆర్ అప్లయింగ్ ద ఫోర్స్ ఫస్ట్ కేసు తీసుకుందాం. If the force is applied normal to the circumference at point X, okay, fine. That is normal to X because this is passing through center. Okay, about Q, that's the perpendicular distance. Now, maybe force is constant, but as it turns, what happens? This force arm keeps changing. As it is turning, the force arm is keep changing. Even though force is constant, Since force arm is not constant, torque is not constant. I'll write just like for example, right now this is a theta, this is R. So therefore, this is R sin theta. So in this case, the torque is Fr sin theta. Since theta changes, torque is not a constant. This option is wrong. Next case. If the force is applied tangential to S, tangential to F. If the force is applied tangential at point S, then torque is not equal to 0, but the wheel never climbs up the step. Of course, about Q, torque is not equal to 0, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. But what if torque undoubtedly is not equal to 0? What if F into R greater than mg into R about this point? Yes or no? Then what happens? Torque, net torque is not equal to 0. So it may climb up the step. This is a wrong. If the force is applied normal to the circumference at point P, undoubtedly, if you apply force here, this is 0. There is ఇప్పుడు ఏ చేసినా చేయకపోయినా బి చేసినా చేయకపోయినా సి ఎవరైనా చేయగలుగుతారు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఎగ్జామ్లో సి పెట్టి మీకు ఏమి తెలియదో వదిలేస్తారు. ఈ ఆప్షన్స్లో యూ విల్ గెట్ సి కరెక్ట్ undoubtedly. You'll get 4 marks. Next, if the force is applied at point P tangentially, then tau decreases continuously as the wheel climbs. No, what is that you are doing is you are applying force tangentially. You are applying force tangentially. If the force is applied at P tangentially, then tau decreases continuously as the wheel climbs. See, first thing that I need to check is suppose if F into 2R is greater than mg into R, then it climbs. But the issue is, as it always tangentially, for example, you are applying. Suppose the same thing when it reaches here. No, just explaining that suppose maybe rotation took place. We have reached here, for example. and you reached this point, for example. In this case, this is still tangent. Then what happened? Torque is constant. No? So why will it decrease? If the force is applied at point P tangentially, then tau decreases continuously as the wheel climbs. So as per one observation, the torque is constant. Consider the torque tau about the axis normal to the plane of the paper passing through the point Q. Which of the following options is are correct? So decreases continuously as the wheel climbs up is not correct. మరి సిఆర్డి ఎందుకు ఇచ్చాడు? Okay, if the force is not tangential, always, for example, బ్లూ కలర్ పెన్తో చూపించాను కదా, ఇప్పుడు రెడ్ కలర్ పెన్తో చూపిస్తాను. ఆ ఇన్స్టెంట్ లో డైరెక్షన్ ఫిక్స్ చేస్తాను అనుకోండి. ఈ కేసు అయితే ఈ కేసు ఇది ఎఫ్ఐ ఇంటే డిక్రీసెస్. సో టార్క్ డిక్రీసెస్. ఏ కేసులో టార్క్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుందంటే డైరెక్షన్ కనుక ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయి ఉంటే నువ్వు అప్పుడు ట్యాంజెంట్ అన్నావు, ఆల్వేస్ ట్యాంజెంట్ అనలేదుగా. ఆల్వేస్ ట్యాంజెంట్ అయితే డి ఆప్షన్ రాంగ్. ఆ ఇన్స్టెంట్లోనే ట్యాంజెన్షియల్ అండ్ ఇట్స్ కాన్స్టెంట్ అన్నాడు అనుకోండి. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ చెప్పిన వాటిల్లో కూడా ఏ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఫోర్స్ అని ఇక్కడ మాట్లాడు. You said a constant force unknown. If it is a constant both by magnitude and direction, then what happens? In that case, decreases. But if it is a constant only by magnitude and always tangent, then remains constant. అది ప్రాబ్లం. అంబిగ్యూటీ ఉంది కాబట్టి డి ఆన్సర్ ఇచ్చారు వాళ్ళు. అందుకే సి అన్నా సిఐడి అన్నా కరెక్టే. మీరు పెట్టేటప్పుడు సీనే పెట్టండి ఎప్పుడైనా సరే. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ 29. ఐ థింక్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద లాస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. నేను అన్నీ తీసుకోవాలా? 2013 నుంచి ఇప్పటిదాకా వచ్చిన ఆల్రెడీ కొన్ని కేసెస్ అయిపోయినాయి మనకి, నేను డిస్కస్ చేసేసాను. నేను 29th క్వశ్చన్ చూడండి ఒకసారి అంతా. A wooden stick of mass 1.6 kg, length L, rests in an inclined manner on a smooth vertical wall of height h. Of height h, which is less than L, such that a small portion of the stick extend beyond the wall. That is the case. It shows tendency to move in this direction. The friction acts like this. This is normal reaction N2. In fact, we have done this question in a different way. N1 height h theta. Already they have given that this angle is 30 degrees. So theta is 60 degrees. The ratio of h by L and the frictional force. So first of all, what is it? Sigma fx is equal to 0, which means n1 cos 30 is equal to f. Similarly, sigma fi is equal to 0, which means n2, somewhere here you will find mg, n2 upwards, n1 sin 30 upwards, mg. Equation 1, equation 2. Next, I apply torque equation about this point O. N1 times, yeah, this is h. So this is h by cos 30. This is equal to mg L by 2 cos 60. Equation 3. There is one important term written here. The reaction of the wall on the stick is equal in magnitude to the reaction of the floor on the stick. So N1 is equal to N2 given in the question. Okay. Now, in this case, what is happening? No, you just substitute. What will happen is equation 2 will get N2 times 3 by 2 is mg. So N2 or N1 is 2 by 3 mg. Right. Now you substitute that over here. 2 by 3. Now I'm just doing this. 2 by 3 mg, 2h by root 3, mgl by 4. So therefore, h by L is 3 root 3 by 16. Okay. I got one option. The other option is from this friction is N1 cos 60. 2 by 3 mg root 3 by 2. So this is mg by root 3. Do we know mg? Yes, 1.6 kg. So 16 by 16 or 16 root 3 by 3. Anything. Newton. Option D is correct. Okay. So if you see only first option, you are out. So I have done previous IIT questions also, whatever is possible. Right? Next. ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి. నేను ఈ ఒక్క క్వశ్చన్ చెప్పలేకపోయాను. జస్ట్ గో త్రూ వన్స్ జామెట్రీ చూసుకుని చేసుకోండి ఒకసారి. నేను నీట్గా సాల్వ్ చేశాను. రైట్.